It is softball playoff time in the Rio Grande Valley, and the Weslaco Lady Panthers are here in the first round, the bi-district round of the playoffs, taking on Edinburg Vela. Hello, everybody. Carlos Roberto along with Mike Gonzalez for the Miriam Guerra Allstate Insurance pregame show, and we have quite a game here tonight, or the one that will take place here in a few minutes with Edinburg Vela right here visiting the Weslaco Lady Panthers, Mike, and two teams. A lot of people saying this could be the best game in the Rio Grande Valley, or the best series to watch if you just take a look at what they have done during the preseason. Absolutely,
Carlos. We're talking about two teams that, you know, throughout the year have played awesome softball. Two programs that have grown. Weslaco High the last couple of years have been in this position before. Edinburg Vela, you know, used to be in 5A, making the playoffs. Now here at 6A, making the playoffs. I'm very excited about this series, Carlos. You're right. I think it's going to be one of the best here in the Valley.
Yeah, you take a look at what they did during the regular season. We have Vela coming in here at 11-3, 27-5 on the regular season. Same thing with the Weslaco Lady Panthers, 11-3, and then 27-5. So these two teams, man, they can go very deep into the playoffs if they can get by this first round.
The potential is there, Carlos, to make a run. They're very deep, and you know, I think this matchup, whoever wins it, has that potential to go pretty far in the playoffs. And I mean, last year the Lady Panthers went to the Sweet 16. And I mean, Edinburg Vela, with the kind of team that they have, we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, they too have the potential to go very deep into the playoffs. I was looking at the bracket, and I mean, you have like the winner is going to play La Jolla High or Laredo Alexander, and then you have like McAllen High in the bracket. I mean, I think they match up very well with these other teams that are in this particular bracket.
Yeah, the Lady Panthers coming to this did very, very well in district. You know, that 11-3 record. They lost 2 games to San Benito. They were the district champs. Harlingen South was the number 2 ranked team, and then the 3rd seed team was the Weslaco Lady Panthers. How do they do that? Well, they've done it with some great pitching, with some great hitting, but also on the other side, you take a look at the SaberCats and the Lady SaberCats, and they have a great pitcher themselves.
They do, Carlos, by the name of Noemi Reyes, 14-1 with an ERA of 0.84, comes in with over 200 strikeouts. So she strikes out a lot of hitters. So the Lady Panthers are going to have to be a little patient at the plate, keep an eye on her pitches, and put the ball in play, which is what Coach Mario Rodriguez wants to do.
We thought the Lady Panthers were going to go with Ashley Sada, the junior pitcher. You know, pitched a lot last year, was the general #1 starter throughout the entire year, but they elect to go with the senior, and they're going to go with Alyssa Escamilla instead tonight.
Yeah, and I think part of the plan, Carlos, is we're going with experience, which Alyssa brings. If you recall, a couple of years ago, she stepped in the middle of the season for an injured Taylor Tafoya and pitched pretty well. And then she pitched some last year. And then this year, she also came in the middle of the season and threw against like San Benito, against Harlingen South. So when you talk about big game, you talk about experience. Plus, Coach Rodriguez is comfortable with her pitching style. Well, he says speed. Alyssa brings speed on her throws, and so something different, I think, going with Edinburg Vela. I think he did that on purpose as part of a strategy. However, we do expect Ashley Sada to see some action tonight.
Yeah, and Sada, she's been the starter all season long. She's been their ace. She's been on the mound. It's a 3-game series, you know, 2 games. You're going to start off 1 game here in Weslaco. Game 2 will take place in Edinburg. Game 3, if necessary, back here in Weslaco. So, yes, you're exactly right. They're probably going to see Sada during this series.
Absolutely. I mean, Sada has been their ace, as you mentioned, 18-2 going into the playoffs, over 60 strikeouts. She doesn't strike out a lot of people, so she relies on her defense to make the play, and when needed, she'll come up with the big pitch and has done very well.
All right. Now, this is a team also that comes with a lot of experience. You remember 2 years ago, Lady Panthers able to catch lightning in a bottle, I guess you can call it, go all the way to the Final Four, and just a historical time for the Lady Panthers. A lot of those players still on this team, Mike.
Absolutely, Carlos. We're talking about most of them are seniors now. If you recall, most of them were sophomores on that Final Four team. And this is probably the last hurrah for most of them. So when you talk about experience, Coach Rodriguez told me that this is the 25th playoff game that they've coming into tonight. Then they have a record of 17-7 in the playoffs since that final, including that Final Four team. So not only do they have experience, they've had success in the playoffs.
Yeah, very, very talented team. They got several of these players who were starters. Go ahead, girls. Go ahead. Come on. We're live.
Some fans walking by.
It's going to happen right here in the middle of the softball field. But talking about those players, Gabby De Vera, the Escamilla girls, the De Anda girls, Barrera was also on that team. So they come in here with all that experience. If anything, that's going to help them, in this first round of the playoffs.
And we're talking about players, Carlos, that not only played, but they made some big plays, a big hit or a big pitch or a grounder here or a big play there. and so they're used to being in the big stage and making things happen.
Now let's talk a little bit about our sister school on the other side of the Weslaco, and that's Weslaco East. They're in the playoffs once again, and a good job. They come back. They beat Hannah.
Right.
You know, that was a game they were down, come back to win that, and just an outstanding job for Victoria Vasquez, first year softball head coach there for the Lady Wildcats.
Yeah, they made a change with the head coach, yet the success is still there. This is a program that's made the playoffs for the 6th time this decade. 3rd time in 4 years, and this is a rematch of last year's bi-district game. Edinburg won both games.
Yeah, the Wildcats will be playing against Edinburg, the Lady Bobcats. That game will start off in Edinburg. Game 2 at Weslaco East, and then Game 3, if necessary, will be back in Edinburg. That'll be an 11 a.m. start on Saturday if it is needed. Go ahead and finish your thought, because they did play each other last year in that first round.
Well, they did, Carlos, and I just wanted to throw out a name, Katie Truitt. She has 9 home runs to lead Edinburg High. That's a city record, and she's going for her 10th, which would break the record. That's a team, Carlos, that scored 20 or more runs 5 times this year. They do have 1 district loss, and get this, it was 8-0. I mean, you would think that it would be a little bit high-scoring game, 8-7 or 10-9 or something. No, they got shut out 8-0 against PSJ Memorial, a playoff team. However, I mean, everybody has a night off. It happens once in a while, but other than that, the Lady Bobcats have been outstanding this year, arguably the best team in the Rio Grande Valley.
And you know, it's going to be Weslaco versus Edinburg. You know, the Bobcats, Robert Vela. Kind of a preview of what to expect next year, because we're going to be in that new district, and we're going to be aligned with all the Edinburg schools. So this is going to be an interesting weekend for our softball and for everybody here at Weslaco taking on the Edinburg schools.
Yeah, I agree, Carlos. Vela going up against Weslaco in softball, and then East against Edinburg Bobcats. They're going to be playing each other starting next year for the next couple of years. So especially the teams that are young are going to get a good glimpse of what the competition is going to be like, as well as the skippers. They're going to get a feeling of what their programs are like going into next year.
Yep, so it's been 2 years since the Lady Panthers went to the Final Four. 2 years that they went. They're trying to get back there again. They have several of their players that are still on this team that want to get back to that Final Four and get back to that state game in Austin, and so we'll see what happens. Can they do it, Mike? Will they be able to? You know, they have to get through the Valley schools, but also New Braunfels can, and they lost to them last year in the regional semifinals again this year. At one point, they were ranked #1 in the nation, was New Braunfels Canyon.
That's right, Carlos. And that is a program this year, this time, that's in the other side of the bracket. So if they do play one another, it would be in the regional final, which happened 2 years ago in Corpus Christi. If you recall, Weslaco won that matchup to advance to the state title, a state tournament. And as for New Braunfels Canyon, they've lost in the regional final for 3 years in a row. And they have that pitcher that transferred. Her name is, if you remember.
Are you talking about Brooke Vestal?
No, the pitcher.
You had one that you're talking about, one that transferred.
Brooke Vestal, yes.
Brooke Vestal, yeah. She's already signed on to go to Oklahoma.
Yes.
She's been there. She's been an outstanding pitcher. She pitched against Weslaco 2 years ago.
Yes.
Weslaco had no problem with him, but they kind of beefed up a little bit.
Yeah, and just like Weslaco the last couple of years, New Braunfels Canyon has 5 players that have kind of played together since the freshman year and have had a lot of success. So that's a team that's the favorite to go that far again. And if the Lady Panthers are fortunate to go that far, we could very well see them in the regional final.
All right, well, we got ourselves a pretty good crowd here at Weslaco High School. The softball fans are out here. They're ready to see that run, and it should be a very good softball game tonight. Edinburg Vela taking on the Weslaco Lady Panthers. We're going to go ahead and take a pause right here, and we get ready for the national anthem and the start of our softball game. For Mike Gonzalez, I'm Carlos Ravel. Thanks for joining us here on the Miriam Guerra Allstate Insurance pregame show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
All right. So here we are, Mike, and it's good to have you here once again. Looking forward. It's been a while since we've done a game here at K-West, as far as, you know, having our pregame show, having a full complement of the photographers out here. So it should be a very, very fun game. The weather should cooperate. I know, what was it, last year when Westlaco played against Edinburgh in the second or third round of the playoffs, they had to go play in Ed Couch Elsa to finish the series because it rained. It was raining so hard they had to finish that series that night. Ended up playing at Ed Couch Elsa because they have a turf field. Tonight the weather should cooperate. It rained heavy last night here in Westlaco, just enough to dampen things, so there's not a lot of dust flying around. But it looks like the weather's going to cooperate tonight. Yeah, it looks like it, Carlos. I mean, I was driving over here about an hour before the game, and I saw some clouds south of us here, but it looks like they've gone away. It is cloudy skies. We had a cool front that came through last night, and we got some pretty good rain here, but the sun is out right now, and we'll be out for another hour here before the sun sets. But yeah, if you notice, the wind is not blowing out. It's calm. There is no wind whatsoever. And when we were here last week, or even the week before, when San Benito was in town and Harlingen South was in town, and the wind was howling out at about 20 miles an hour, but that's not the case tonight. Yeah, during the national anthem, it was very quiet. It's kind of warm right now, but the flags, they're just sitting out there. They're not blowing at all. So no wind. They're not going to get any help from the wind at all in this game tonight. But stick around long enough, like they say in Texas, and the weather will change. Absolutely. Yeah, summer is right around the corner where things start heating up. Gabriela Villarreal will be your top of the lineup here for Edinburg Vela Lady Sabercats. After that, you have Darisa Buenrostro, Taylor Chavez, and Audrey Guerra. Those are your top four batters here for the Sabercats. Head coach John Maples with a record of 27-5, 11-3 in district, and very competitive. Both these two districts were very competitive. Harlingen South, San Benito, Westlaco East, Westlaco all very good in 32-6A. First pitch is a strike by Alyssa Escamilla, the senior pitcher, also plays shortstop. Gabriela is a junior right fielder, is a very good leadoff hitter, makes contact, left side, hits from the left side. We'll set up the defense here for you as this inning continues. Next pitch, this one's high and outside. It'll be a ball. We're all at 1-1. We're all even here on the count to Villarreal. Lady Sabercats just getting started here. Let everybody know that you're watching this game on our YouTube channel as we continue on with this contest. That one's going to be high. So 2 balls and a strike now to Villarreal. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how deep Alyssa goes tonight. I guess it depends on how well Edinburg Vela hits off of her. But one thing Coach Rodriguez told me is, you know me, Mike, I'm about change. I'm about, making adjustments, and this is one of them. That'll even up the count at 2-2 here as that one goes foul. Great fast pitch there by, fastball, I should say, by Escamilla. We saw her come in a little bit in that San Benito game, and she did very, very well, did Escamilla. Both teams played one another, Carlos, twice. Once in a scrimmage and another in a tournament. Westlaco won the tournament game. 8-0, I believe. From what I saw in the newspaper, they won that one 8-0. Of course, that was early on in the season. They're the first strikeout for Escamilla. Fastball right down the pike, and Villarreal could not catch up to it. First out of the inning for the Lady Panthers. Great pitch. Bat now will be Buenrostro. Yeah, great pitch, Carlos, on that last one by Alyssa. Just a fastball right down the middle. She could not catch up to it. So batting, like I said, Darisa Buenrostro goes after that one. That's a strike. So ahead in the count right now is Escamilla. Alyssa coming with fastballs of that one. It looked like had a little something off of it. Fooled Buenrostro there. Another swing, another strike there. And Escamilla off to a good start here against the second batter in the lineup, Buenrostro. Escamilla doing a great job in the circle so far. That one will be outside, not chasing is Buen Rostro. 2 balls, I'm sorry. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Escamilla, then she'll talk to her sister here, Audrey. Audrey, just a junior, back for her senior year. She will be a 4-year starter, is Escamilla, Audrey Escamilla. Alyssa is the senior. She has, I don't know if this is out there yet. I don't know. Yes, we're actually, it already has gone out. She's going to Temple College. It's she already officially signed it. Signed her letter of intent, so she'll be going to Temple College.
And her younger sister will probably sign somewhere next year, too. Both great athletes and have been for the Lady Panthers for these last couple of years.
Goes chasing high after that one, and strikeout number 2 for Escamilla, and out number 2 in the inning.
That one a little out of the strike zone, and Marostro just chased that pitch. Alyssa looks like she's bringing her A game tonight, and you know, Coach Rodriguez going with his gut feeling, and so far after 2 batters, they're making him look pretty good.
Taylor Chavez, number 3 hitter, takes a swing at that one, goes foul. Strike number 1 for Chavez.
Strike 1.
I mean, it remains to be seen how deep the Lady Panthers are going to go in this run, Carlos. But for Alyssa and Audrey, this is the last time that they'll be working together like this at the high school level for sure. And we hope it's for more than 1 game or a couple of games.
That pitch inside, and yes, called strike.
Strike 2, no balls.
Just caught the inside corner.
Number 5, Taylor Chavez.
Alyssa doing a great job staying ahead of the count here.
0-2, 2 outs for Escamilla. That one right down the middle, called strike, and that'll end the top half of the inning. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts for Alyssa Escamilla, the senior pitcher for the West Coast Lady Panthers, normally playing shortstop. We'll go ahead and keep it right here, Mike, as Edinburg Vela will now come out and play some defense. Lady Panthers up to bat next.
We talked about Naomi Reyes. Her numbers are just outstanding, Carlos. She signed with Texas Southern. Throws very, very hard. And when she's on, she's very, very hard to handle. Those were the words by our good buddy, Greg Selber, when we were exchanging notes about each other's programs.
Yeah, over 200 strikeouts, something like that for her. She started the season, she started her career actually in Edinburg, pitched for them, and then she transferred over to the SaberCats, and that's where she's played her final 3 years. And just on fire is this young lady. And so we'll get to see her. I know the Lady Panthers have already seen her because they played already in the scrimmage and in the tournament game. So.
And as a matter of fact, Carlos, in that tournament game, the Lady Panthers scored 2 runs on her, and then she was taken out of the ball game. So they only have 1 inning of familiarity with young Reyes.
You know what's interesting though about these Lady Panthers? These are girls that play a lot of softball. A lot of these girls is their number 1 sport. I know for Audrey and for Alyssa, you know, they might have played volleyball and some other sports, you know, in the earlier years. But when it's summertime, when it's you know, the off season, they're playing softball year round. I know their dad, Alex Escamilla, works with them a lot, and he's had them playing this softball sport since they were little. And a lot of these, that's the same for a lot of these girls on the softball team.
A lot of times they play against one another in high school, but they're teammates in these leagues that they play in.
All right, so here's the first pitch, Naomi Reyes, and you'll see that from Escamilla, and it's going to be expected. Someone who's been on this team now for, what, 3-4 years is Escamilla. She likes to punch the ball out there, slap hitter, and then use her speed to get to first base. First pitch was a ball, as Escamilla was able to hold up. And here's Alyssa once again. And leaves that one, as that one was high and outside of the strike zone.
2 balls, no strikes.
0-2 now is the count. to Escamilla.
Alyssa's moved up to the leadoff hitter spot, Carlos. In the game against San Benito and Harlingen, she batted second behind Charlene de Anda.
That's going to be a strike right there. And two balls and one strike now. 2-1 to count, no outs here. Bottom of the first inning, no score here in this bi-district championship. Weslaco versus Edinburg Vela. Pop up, that one. Shortstop coming up and making the catch. Second baseman actually making that one. And with the catch right there was Cameron Cáceres.
Yeah, Alyssa is very good at making contact. Put the bat on the ball there, but a great job there by the second baseman there for Edinburg Vela, making the play there. That would be Cameron Cáceres.
To the plate now will be Helen Gonzalez for the Lady Panthers with one out in the bottom half of the first inning. First pitch to Gonzalez is outside, but just enough for a strike.
Strike one.
Strike number one. Nice, generous strike zone the umpire has here.
Usually that first inning is where both teams find out exactly what the strike zone is, and so now they know, and the hitter knows what to expect or where the strikes are going to be called.
That one way high. 1-1 now is the count to Gonzalez.
Ball one. One ball, one strike. One out.
Helen Gonzalez, a junior for Lady Panthers. That one be foul, popped up, and that one go towards Panther Drive. And it'll bring the ball to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Helen Gonzalez.
Helen's the kind of player, Carlos, that if she gets on base, you're talking about speed there, which is a bonus, and that's probably why she's batting second in the lineup.
And then after that one, strikes out Gonzalez, just trying to get any type of part of the bat on that one. And nothing doing there, she strikes out.
Up next for the Lady Panthers, number 18, Charlene Bayamba.
So Charlene de Anda will come to the plate now. Charlene playing second base for the Lady Panthers. Another signee, someone who signed her letter of intent just recently, and she'll be going to Texas A&M Kingsville along with her sister, Lauren de Anda.
And that's going to be neat to see, Carlos, for those that want to follow these two fine players not far from here. Only about 100 miles from Weslaco.
1 ball, 1 strike now to de Anda.
1 ball, 1 strike.
We know some of our athletes that come out of WISD move on to Texas A&M Kingsville and get a good education and also participate in sports.
Change-up pitch. De Anda trying to outrun this one. And they're going to say just got her on time for the final out of the inning. So after 1 inning of play, no runs, nobody left on base. At the end of the first inning, no scores, 0-0 in this bi-district contest.
The Lady Panthers.
Weslaco ISD is the right choice because we now offer open enrollment, free tuition, free transportation, access to award-winning UIL and extracurricular programs, and more for families in Weslaco and now anywhere in the Valley. WISD is the right choice.
So the Lady Panthers here after 1 inning, and this is, is it going to be one of those games where it's going to be a quick game and we're going to be out of here early, Mike, and maybe get to go home and watch a little bit of the NFL draft? Because is it going to be a pitcher's game, pitcher's duel, or is there going to be a lot of hitting? And it's hard to tell in these playoff games, but the Weslaco Lady Panthers always put up some runs. I don't know how many games that we've seen the Lady Panthers with a 10-run rule, and they score more than 10 runs against their opponents.
And as we mentioned, Edinburg Vela.
Then they have those competitive games, like
sure.
when they play against San Benito, they play against Harlingen South, and they have those pitchers duels.
And as we mentioned, Edinburg Vela has scored 20 runs 5 times this year. And so they're used to racking up double-digit runs. But I think when we go through the second time through the lineup, we'll have a better idea exactly how this game will unfold, because right now I think the hitters are just getting a feel of each pitcher.
All right, so up next will be Audrey Guerra, the 4-hole hitter for the Lady SaberCats. Escamilla faced 3 batters and had 3 strikes in that first inning. So here we go now, Guerra to the plate, right back to Escamilla for the easy out right there for out number 1.
Alyssa just using her athletic ability there. The ball came right to her and took her time throwing to first base. Did the fundamentally sound play and 1 out.
To the plate now will be Alyssa Cedillo, 5-hole hitter for the Lady SaberCats. First pitch, low, and that'll be a ball on Cedillo. All right, so here we go, Alyssa back to work in the circle. That one right down the middle looks like a strike, and it is. So 1-1 now to Cedillo. Alyssa Cedillo. Alyssa versus Alyssa here now. And you take a look at Escamilla, very relaxed and poised in the circle tonight. That one's inside, that'll be a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike now on Cedillo. Alyssa, you're wondering, well, yeah, she plays a lot of shortstop, but she grew up playing a lot of pitching, a lot of being in the circle as well. That one inside and did not get the corner. So that'll make the count now 2-2.
3 balls, 1 strike.
I'm sorry,
1 out.
3 balls and 1 strike, I should say.
If you notice, Carlos, Audrey Escamilla, how she holds on to that pitch and patiently waits for the umpire to call. At that time, it was a ball, but she'll get a lot of those strike calls because of the way she holds the ball. Just like that.
There you go. Strike number 2, now full count. Yeah, she does a very good job of framing the ball right there for the umpire. And you'll see that at every level of softball and baseball. Trying to keep the pitch inside as much as possible or outside. Right on that corner. That one, it's going to be foul ball. That was just outside the line. And a foul ball called here right by the umpire. And Mike, you were right down there. You saw it as well.
Well, I saw that ball go over the first base bag. I really thought it was going to be fair, but I think at the last second it barely went foul. And I think the Lady Panthers got a little break there.
Yeah, it was trailing foul. And, of course, the umpire has a better angle than we do. But we're right down that line where we are positioned to see that one. And you think that the Lady Panthers got a break on that one? You think it was fair?
No. I'm not saying that it was fair, but just the fact that the ball was able to go into foul territory, and the first base umpire had a great look at it.
All right, here we go. This one, the third baseman, caught and fired for the out there. Excellent job there done by Marlene Chavarria.
Yeah, if the fans will recall, Jenny Ging, all those years, the third baseman for the Lady Panthers, but this young lady has really stepped up and done a great job defensively at third base for the Lady Panthers this year.
Marilyn Chavarria at third base, a freshman for the Lady Panthers. First pitch here was a ball, and this one to Julia Cordon. And it's a ball. Right back to Escamilla. Picks it up, and the out to Gabby Rivera. And that'll do it. That'll be the end of the top half of the second inning. Lady Panthers coming up next.
State Representative Armando Mando Martinez.
All right, so here we go, Mike, now to the bottom of the second inning for the Weslaco Lady Panthers. And Audrey Escamilla, Abigail Luna, and Amberly Barrera, the next 3 batters for the Lady Panthers.
Audrey Escamilla has had 7 home runs this year, which is tied for the team lead. As a team, Weslaco has 27 home runs this year. So now we got the power coming up.
All right.
Leading off for your Lady Panthers, number 4, Audrey Escamilla.
All right, so here we go. Here's the junior catcher, Audrey Escamilla, been a starter since she was a freshman. And power hitter for the Lady Panthers, a 4-hole hitter for them. Let's see what she could do here, working against, once again, one of the top pitchers in the Rio Grande Valley, over 100 Ks, Reyes. First pitch, right down the middle. Looks like a strike there for Escamilla.
You know, we talked in the pregame, Carlos, about how these players had success in the playoffs, and not only had success, but made big plays. Audrey, as a freshman, if you recall, had a big home run in one of the playoff games against Corpus Christi.
Foul tip, and that'll be strike number 2 against Escamilla.
And that's just a player, as young as they are, not afraid of the big stage and just embracing the moment.
All right, here we go, Audrey. Showing bunt at this point. That one goes outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Escamilla.
The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, Carlos. It was calm before the first pitch, but I think it's picking up, I would say, about, what, between 5 to 10 miles an hour.
Showing bunt once again, Escamilla. That one, she'll take a swing at that one, but it's going to be popped up, going foul, trailing, with making the catch, and the out is made by the shortstop, Julia Cordon, with the catch.
A terrific job, Carlos, going all the way from the infield, going out there, and had to adjust to where the ball was at. And it looked like it was in foul territory, but yet it was not an easy play to make, and did a great job there.
Let's go ahead and check that. That was actually Taylor Chavez who made the catch there, wearing number 5, Taylor Chavez, with the catch. Good job by her. To the plate now here, it will be the second hitter in this stanza, Abigail Luna. Strike call right down the middle as Luna taking on that very first pitch.
She's the other young lady, Carlos, with 7 home runs on the team. So her and Audrey with 7 home runs each coming into tonight.
Oh, fastball right down the middle. Luna couldn't catch up with that one.
And so far, Naomi is being ahead of the hitters, 0-2, first 2 batters of this inning.
That one high. 2 balls and a strike now. 2 balls and a strike to Abigail Luna. Abby. Abigail, a senior on this team. That one almost in the dirt, but very low. And that'll now make the count 2-2. Got to make her work a little bit, if anything, Mike. Unable to get any hits so far in these 2 innings, but you can make her work some pitches here. And anything to be positive for the batter is good. And that's going to be a strike on the outside corner, and Luna goes down. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second.
And that is the second strikeout for Naomi Reyes tonight. Got the call there. Abby thought it was a little bit outside, but it was a strikeout.
He's been generous. He's been generous with this strike zone, inside and outside. So the players are going to have to make their adjustments.
Absolutely. And again, this is the first time up to bat tonight. So yes, the adjustment has to be made. Now they know, okay, he's calling the outside corner. They're going to have to do something with it.
Amberly Barrera, another senior here on this team, now at the plate. First pitch in the dirt for ball number 1.
Abby, pretty good size there.
Can't catch up to that one. Even to count 1-1. Yeah, she's a tall girl. Plays in the outfield for the Lady Panthers.
Would say about 5'10", 5'11". Great athlete.
That one also right down the middle. But she's coming with that fastball, and the Lady Panthers are hesitating to pull the trigger. That'll make the ball now 2 balls and 1 strike to Barrera. Stepping in the batter's box right here. Barrera, the 6-hole hitter for Lady Panthers. So here we go again, Reyes. Big windup by her, and that one's in the dirt. Trying to get that one low, and it just slipped out of her hands, it looked like a little bit. So make the count now 2-2 is Reyes. But you see a little bit about what makes her so good. She's very accurate with her pitches. Amberly takes a shot at that one. It goes down the third base line. She rounds first base and is going to be held right there. There's the first hit of the game, and it comes from the 6-hole hitter, Amberly Barrera.
Normally a hit like that, Carlos, down the third base line, you think double there, but let's give credit to Gabriela Villarreal out in left field, getting to the ball quick enough to hold Amberly to a single.
All right, there are 2 outs here in the inning, but up next to the plate, another senior. This will be the 7-hole hitter, Gabby Rivera, the first baseman for the Lady Panthers. And you don't lose a lot when you have Gabby Rivera at the plate as well.
Absolutely, Carlos. She also has pop in her swing, comes in with 4 home runs on the season.
All right, so the first base runner of the game happens in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Luna, as Barrera takes a couple of steps off of first base. Strike number 1 here to Gabby Rivera. Rivera once again the senior at the plate. And Luna gathers her thoughts here inside the circle. Ahead of the count, 0-1. There's a shot, and that will be over the second base and into the outfield. And hit number 2 comes to Gabby Rivera, advancing Barrera to second base. And to the plate now will be Lauren De Anda, the 8th-hole hitter for the Lady Panthers.
Gabby just saw a pitch she liked, did the simple thing to it, just go up the middle, get a single out of it. Now 2 on, 2 out. Trying a little 2-out little rally here, get a run on the board.
Great timing here for Rivera. And, you know, Mike, you talk about how you have to make your adjustments when you come back, but also sometimes when you're sitting in the dugout there, just watching the pitch, you can kind of time it a little bit. Maybe that's what is going on here with Barrera and Rivera.
And I'm sure there's been communication between the leadoff hitters in the first inning, just letting the other players know what they're seeing, and they exchange notes with each other. And if people noticed there, Coach Rodriguez talking to Lauren there about, you know, strategy.
First pitch to Lauren De Anda is a strike. This is your shortstop, is Lauren. Charlene is in the outfield. Second pitch inside. They're going to say she swung around. That'll make it now 2 strikes to Lauren De Anda. So Lauren is your second baseman, and Charlene is your outfielder. Just want to clear that up for the folks listening at home and watching. So Lauren in a hole here at 0-2. 2 runners on base, 2 outs. Takes a swing at that one, and she goes down. That'll do it. That'll be the end of the 2nd inning. We'll move on to the 3rd, no score. 2 hits in this one. 1 by Barrera and 1 by Gabby Rivera, but unable to capitalize are the Lady Panthers. We move on to the 3rd with no score.
Lady Panthers 0.
At Weslaco ISD, our elementary schools are diving into new and inventive methods of learning that are transforming lives one mind at a time. Our innovative learning practices have earned our elementary schools numerous TEA distinction designations for their academic programs. Now with open enrollment, WISD, academics, arts, and athletics. For families everywhere, Weslaco ISD elementary schools are the right choice.
All right, so we move on to the 3rd inning now, and it'll be Amber Guerra for the Lady SaberCats, Naomi Reyes, the pitcher, we'll get to see her, and Catherine Montero. So we'll go to the bottom of the lineup here now for the Lady SaberCats. The 6th, 7th, the 7th, 8th, and 9th hole hitters.
And Alyssa still in the game, Carlos, as the pitcher. She's been flawless in the first 2 innings, going 1, 2, 3 in each frame. So she's done a great job here to start game 1.
Leading off for the Lady SaberCats, number 18, Amberly Guerra.
All right, so here we go now. Moving on now to the 3rd inning as this game continues to move along here. Only 2 hits so far after 2 innings. And we'll get a chance to see here Amber Guerra, 7, 8, 9 hole hitters for Lady SaberCats. First pitch, going to be a ball here to Guerra. Amber Guerra comes into this game. She is a junior for the SaberCats. Alyssa winds a fastball right down. Did she get the inside corner? Yes, she did. For strike number 1. 1-1 is the count. The big windup there by Escamilla. And you can tell when that fastball is coming. And so here we go now. 1-1 the count. Another fastball. Luna picks it up from the shortstop position. Throws to first for out number 1. And just a great job there by Luna. Scooped that one up on target to Gabby Rivera.
And the great thing, Carlos, is, yes, we've seen Alyssa strike out 3 hitters in the first inning, but her defense has also come through for her. And at that time, the shortstop just making the play, the routine grounder to first base. A nice, clean baseball there, or softball for that matter.
Up next here for the Lady SaberCats, this is the pitcher, Reyes. That one down the first base line, but it goes foul. This isn't Reyes, is it? Yes, it is. It is Naomi Reyes, who is now at
that's
the plate.
who it should be, yes. Yes.
And it is
and the
no
reason why
balls and 1 strike here to her.
And the reason why I know Carlos is because she's wearing a sunflower bow in the back.
Okay. She's also wearing number 11. So you can't catch it by the flower, go by the number. And first pitch to her is was a foul ball strike. That was a changeup, pop up, Deanda getting that one. And there you go. Out number 2 as the changeup kind of caught Luna off guard.
Exactly, Carlos. That's what I was going to say. It looked like Reyes didn't expect that pitch and popped it up right into second base there to Charlene Deanda.
All right, coming to the plate now here will be Montero. And that one goes right off. She's got a little wearing an arm guard right there, and it hit it hard, and she takes her base on the hit.
Yeah, we're sitting here just feet away from home plate, Carlos, and we heard that pop from back here. That has to be a little bit painful, but that's the first base runner for Edinburg Vela tonight.
So Montero is on, hit by pitch, and that will now we'll move on to the top of the lineup, and only now there are 2 outs here as we have Villarreal at the plate, top of the lineup.
And Gabriela struck out swinging her first time up in the first inning to start the game.
First pitch is a ball right there to Villarreal.
You notice there, Audrey didn't hold that pitch for that long, and I wonder if it's because there's a runner at first. And we know how aggressive Audrey is. She's not afraid to make that throw to first or third.
That one, Deanda. Oh, gets by her, and that'll be an error on Deanda. And we got 2 base runners now here as Villarreal knocked that one right to Deanda. Routine play, but she mishandles it. And you also had the runner going right in front of her. You got to believe maybe that was a little bit of a distraction for Deanda. So nonetheless, 2 outs, 2 runners on.
The Lady Panthers with a shot in the bottom of the second with 2 runners on with 2 outs. Now, Edinburg Vela with the same opportunity here.
Timeout being called here by the infielders. They'll talk this one over, and this will be one that the Ida will have to shake off on the error that was given to her. So we got 2 runners on, one hit by pitch, the other on by an error. Alyssa Escamilla still doing a very good job inside the circle for the Lady Panthers. So we move on now to number 13, Darisa Buenrostro for the SaberCats.
And the team was probably talking about, Carlos, you know, if a ball goes to a certain player, where are they going to throw it? They just want to make sure they're in the same page.
Off-speed pitch, and they'll throw to second as Escamilla fires from her knees to second base, but back on time is Montero.
And that last pitch was a strike, so the count is 0-1.
So any bag at this place, she chases that one for strike number 2 to Buenrostro.
Alyssa 1 pitch away from getting out of her first jam. We saw Noemi do it in the last half of the frame.
But 2 strikes, 2 outs here. That one popped up, and it'll be foul to Buenrostro. Count remains 0-2, 2 outs. Starting to cool off a little bit now here as the sun goes down here in late April. And got a little bit of a cool front that blew in. Kind of cooled things down just a little bit. A little spring cold front. Nothing major. Pitch high. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alyssa still in command here. Well, that 1-2 count and 2 outs.
That was a pretty good pitch, actually, Carlos. Alyssa's thrown it a few times tonight and has gone a swing and a miss, but that time Buenrostro didn't take the bait there.
Alyssa winds up change up down the middle. They're not going to call that one a strike. It looked from our vantage point like it was right over the plate, but instead it'll be 2-2.
Yeah, the umpire there felt it was a little bit too low, but it was a nice pitch there.
Inside, don't give her the corner there. And Buenrostro stays away from that one. That'll make the count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs.
You notice Audrey held down to that pitch for as long as she could, trying to get that call, that 3rd strike.
So here we go, Alyssa. Got to think fastball right down the middle right here. There it is. And they're going to say it was just a little bit low. And all of a sudden, with the walk, when Buenrostro was on, it came out with 2 strikes, then 3 straight. Couldn't find the strike zone. And on base now is Buenrostro. We've got 2 outs now here, runners on every bag, and Rodriguez will come out to talk to Alyssa Escamilla.
Yeah, this is going to be a big conference here, Carlos. Taylor Chavez, as we mentioned in the pregame, 8 home runs to lead the Lady SaberCats. That's a team record. And now with the bases loaded, they got to get out of this jam.
Yep, you got to, give some some props to the disciplined hitter of Buenrostro. Had to lay off for 3 pitches right there. 2 outs, runners on base to get the walk.
And she fought off an 0-2 count.
So here we go. Right back to it. Alyssa Escamilla, been in this situation before. Big-time veteran softball player. And she'll have to get to work here, down. Not down, but with 3 runners on base, 2 outs. So Escamilla now looking. Taylor Chavez at the plate. And another ball here.
And the wind is starting to blow a little bit harder, Carlos. And it's blowing out.
1 ball, no strikes. That one out of play, foul, right towards the dugout. Nearly hit the coach.
Nearly hit the coach, nearly hit the umpire, and nearly hit the other coach. But that was a pretty good whack there by Taylor Chavez.
1 ball, 1 strike, and Escamilla will go to work. High. Good job there by her sister, Audrey, to keep that one from going to the backstop. Although it's not very far to the backstop, I don't think anybody would be running on a wild pitch. 2 balls and a strike.
Taylor struck out looking in the first inning. It'd be nice to get another one of those here in the third.
Escamilla. Right down the middle. To the outfield, right by the shortstop. Luna, play at the plate, and she's going to be out as Escamilla had to take the cleats from the runner to get the final out, but a run does come in to score. And you're going to have someone come over here and talk, and this is going to be Maples, who is the head coach, wanted to say that she didn't give her an opportunity to slide, and the umpire will talk to her a little bit about that one. And that's how the final out was given, scoring 1 run, though, for the Edinburg Vela Sabercats. They do get 1, and they're up 1-0.
Let's give credit, Carlos, to Amberly Barrera with a terrific throw. Oh, I'm sorry, not Amberly. We got to give credit to Helen Gonzalez out in left field with a terrific throw to home plate. And Audrey, perfect position there, blocking home plate. And as you mentioned, Edinburg Vela making the case for that she was blocking the play, not allowing the runner to score the 2nd run. But and now we see here the umpires here on a conference, but it's going to stand. That's going to be the 3rd out of the inning.
And so the umpires right here, they get together, talk about the play, try to get some help from the other 2 umpires, and still, Coach John Maples is not happy with the call. That was the final out of the inning. Coming in to score was Catherine Montero for the 1st run of the game. All right, so the Panthers now down as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, down 1-0. As Maples comes out here again and is still talking about the play.
See, if you're Westlaco, Carlos, I think you feel pretty good because you had a bases loaded jam. Then you had a hitter that singled to left field, and 2 runs. We thought 2 runs were going to score, but instead only 1. So it could have been worse, I think, if you ask me. You gave up a walk, then you gave up an error. You had an error, then you had a hit by pitch. So just 3 different things happened before that hit came, and yet only 1 run scored.
Yeah, and that all happened on a 2-route rally for the Sabercats. So, but that's softball for you. Once again, great job by the outfielder with Helen Gonzalez, who came in there to fire, and a good job by Escamilla at the catcher position to get the out at the home plate. All right, so here we go. Where are we at here in the lineup as coming up to bat now here? This will be number
25.
25 here for the Lady Panthers. This is going to be Jordan Diaz, freshman outfielder.
So she'll be part of the future for the Lady Panthers. So this experience will help her. She'll probably be relied on as one of the leaders starting next year.
First pitch to her is strike. That one's going to be high, so 1 ball and 1 strike, 1-1 is the count. Good cut, but that one will draw a foul. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to the freshman Jordan Diaz. As we talk about all the strikeouts by Naomi Reyes, and so far we got what 1, 2, 3 for her after 2 innings.
Make that 4.
Yeah, another one. So that'll be out number 1 here in the inning as Diaz goes down swinging, and will now go to the top of the lineup for Alyssa Escamilla.
Okay, so now every batter has already seen Reyes once, so let's see what adjustments they make now the 2nd time.
Escamilla is she likes to be that slap hitter, but the last time out, she popped it up to the second baseman, just right towards the second base. She was able to make that catch. And Escamilla, she loves to do this right here, has so much speed. Slap hitter for the Lady Panthers. Yeah, strike number 1 here, outside corner. Was good for the umpire. 0-1 is the count here.
And what it does, Carlos, is when you show bunt, it draws the infielders in, especially from the corners, and you can bring the bat back up and then slap it down.
There she is. Pops this one. This one's going to go way back to right field, and it's caught by the outfielder. And that'll be an out here, second out of the inning. Good catch there by Gabriela Villarreal of the SaberCats.
Yeah, the way that ball was flying, Carlos, we thought for a second it was going to go over her head, but Gabriela making the adjustment and making that catch out there.
So Gonzalez will be up to the plate now. Struck out in the first inning, did Helen Gonzalez. Another lefty here for the Lady Panthers. Looking to maybe bunt as well, was Helen. Pulls it back, and strike number 1. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit more here, cooling down. Some here on a spring evening. That was just a little high. And they're going to call that one a strike. It looks like he asked for some help from the third base umpire. And that'll be strike number 2 on Gonzalez. Reyes going to work. Making the adjustment, Gonzalez, but picked up by the shortstop. Outstanding play there by the Lady SaberCats on some good defense. Another good defensive play by Taylor Chavez for out number 3.
Weslaco ISD now introducing all-day pre-K. Bring your children to Weslaco ISD for a fun and engaging learning experience, helping to create lifelong learners. At Weslaco ISD all-day pre-K, your kids become young scholars, taking part in leadership programs, learning about science and technology, introducing them to literacy so they love to read. Registration taking place now at Weslaco ISD, the right choice.
We'll move on now here to the top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Lady SaberCats. Carlos Roberto along with Mike Gonzalez here on K-West in this bi-district competition. Lady Panthers going with Alyssa Escamilla through 3 innings. Going to bring her out here for inning number 4 as well, Mike.
And it's worth mentioning, Carlos, that I do see Ashley Sada warming up here behind the Lady Panther dugout. So Coach Rodriguez did tell me before the game he is going to put her in at some point. So perhaps it's going to be in the next inning or so, or if Alyssa gets into trouble in this inning.
All right, so here we go now. We'll move on to the top of the 4th inning. And it'll be Audrey Guerra, Alyssa Cedillo, and Julia Cordon. Next 3 hitters for the Lady SaberCats.
Audrey grounded to Alyssa back in the 2nd inning for the first out in the 2nd frame.
First pitch. Looks like a ball right here for Escamilla.
She kind of has that batting stance, Carlos. If you notice, she kind of crouches down a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of Pete Rose from back in the heyday.
That one fouled back. Strike number 1, so it'll be 1 ball and a strike here to the batter, Audrey Guerra. Yep, she goes up there, leans over, looking right down the strike zone, getting a good vantage point. Does Guerra in her batting stance. You're right, Mike. Escamilla looking for a changeup there, but that one ends up in the dirt for ball number 2. 2 balls and a strike now here on Guerra. Escamilla goes to work once again. And that one goes right by the 3rd baseman, as unable to catch up with was Marilyn Chavarria, and it's just a good hit right there. Base hit for Audrey Guerra.
And Marlene there with an opportunity to get it, but the ball was hit so hard that it just went underneath her glove there. And Vela with a leadoff single to start here, start the fourth inning.
Yep, and Alyssa is having a little bit more of a hard time, Mike, finding the strike zone. And she was doing so well in that first 3 innings. Remember, she has, what, 3 strikeouts. Those were all in the first inning. But then in the latter part of that 3rd inning, she was having a harder time finding the strike zone. So there we go. That one right down the middle as she is on task there. The batter, once again, Alyssa Cedillo for the SaberCats with a runner on first base and no outs.
And Cedillo grounded to third base back in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1.
That one low and inside. Nothing doing, so it'll be 1-1 now the count.
1 ball, 1
As Escamilla trying to get right back into that strike zone. Ashley Sada, once again, the junior pitcher, continues to warm up right behind us. Escamilla. A little low once again. I know Escamilla, Audrey, doing a good job of framing, but the last 2 pitches been a little bit low here. Now it's going to be 2 balls and a strike.
And Audrey was even looking up at the umpire, trying to plead her case, but nope, it's a ball. So the 2-1 is the count.
Trying to find the strike zone here, Escamilla. Last 2 pitches, both balls. That one a little low, fouled back right to our table. Might have heard
Thank
that
you,
one on
fans.
the microphone.
No out.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes now here as that one was fouled back. Escamilla trying to get out of a little bit of a jam here with a run on first base. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to survive the 4th inning here, Mike.
Yeah, pretty big inning, Carlos, for the Lady Panthers defense here.
That one low and inside. That's where the pitches have consistently been. Right on that inside, Mike, in this whole at bat for Cedillo.
And since the 1st inning, Vela has done an outstanding job of staying patient at the plate, taking those pitches and drawing those walks.
All right, here we go, full count. Runner on first, no outs. Right down the middle, that one will go foul.
Foul ball. 2 balls, 2
Yeah,
strikes,
this is an
no outs.
opportunity you got to believe also for the SaberCats, Mike. Well, you know, you get your leadoff hitter
With 15
on the base or in the
seconds
meat
to
of your lineup, and you have no outs. So if you're Coach Maples, you got to take advantage of this opportunity. Panthers trying to squash that. That one. Deanda looking for the double play. Oh, and it hits the batter and bounces out of play. The runner is out at second. At the runner at first base, where did the ball go? Did it go out of play? Because it hit the batter as she was running to second base.
Yeah, I saw it bounce off the batter, and I think into the Edinburg Vela dugout there.
Yep.
So I was wondering if Coach Rodriguez was going to make a case for interference, and I see him coming out to talk to the third base umpire there.
Well, as long as the runner is inside that baseline, she has every right to that lane. So that's what they're discussing right now. They'll talk about it and see if there was any interference, Mike. And that ball went out of the dugout. It was just thrown back in by one of the security guards. Crazy play right there, trying to get the out. Luna came up, got the ball, touched the bag for out number 1 at second base, trying for the double play. But it hit the runner's helmet, luckily and thankfully.
Yes, the grounder went to Charlene Deanda and then to Abigail Luna. And Charlene with a great toss to Abigail Luna. And Luna was ready to rocket that arm, that throw to first base, but it just bounced off the hitter there. It would have been a bang-bang play, so that would have been fun to watch. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
So Cedillo ends up at second base then. After all this is done, you got 1 out in this inning. Cedillo at second base on a hit.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Carlos. I had her down for a fielder's choice,
Fielder's
but
choice, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so either way, she's on at second base. You could do the scoring at home if you want to do that. Mike, I know
Yes.
As a former newspaper reporter, you'll get more into that. But she's at second base and only 1 out, so still an opportunity. And we have Julia Cordon at the plate now coming up.
And Julia grounded to Alyssa back in the second inning to end that frame.
Yes. Yeah, but so you got to believe the Vela SaberCats still an opportunity, just like in the last inning with base runners. Here they are in the third inning, once again with base runners, Mike, trying to take advantage of the opportunity.
So you wonder what the approach is going to be with only one now and first base open here. I don't think they'll walk Julia, but just at least the approach as far as how she's going to pitch to her.
Also got to watch the runner at second base here. And I'm sure Escamilla talking to her infielders about that. So here we go. First pitch inside hits the pitcher. And Cordon hit by pitch, the second hit by pitch here in this game. And she will be on at first base. And Amber Guerra is up next. And Sala continues to warm up in the back.
Up next, number 18, Amber Guerra.
So here we go, Guerra. She is now the fourth hitter of the inning. And what, she grounded out, Mike, in that third inning last time at bat for her.
Right. To lead off the third, she grounded to short.
So their coaches will talk to the runner Cordon over there, make sure she's okay.
Yeah, and Alyssa was moving along very, very well until that 2-out hit by pitch in the last frame.
Yeah, she had 2 outs. She had 2 outs in that inning, and then 3 base runners after that, and they scored that run. So Amber Guerra will step in the batter's box now. Runners at first and second base and only 1 out. And here we go, Guerra. We'll go to work. Alyssa trying to get out of this jam. Off-speed pitch inside, and that's going to be strike number 1 as she fouls that one back.
I think that fooled Amber there. She was probably expecting fastball, and as you mentioned, off-speed pitch, so kind of swung a little bit early and fouled the pitch back.
So here we go now. Escamilla once again working in the circle. Fouled away once again, so that's going to be strike number 2. So way ahead of the count here is Escamilla. Alyssa.
It's been a while, Carlos, since Alyssa's been ahead 0-2. And so she's in a pretty good position here to get a big out.
Yep, and Amber Guerra came on here very aggressive, Mike. First 2 pitches, she's swinging at them, knowing the opportunity with batters, with runners, I should say, at first and second. 0-2 the count. Escamilla right down the middle. That's going to go into the outfield to Barrera. It gets by her to the wall. Runners coming home. That'll be another score here, as scoring there is Cedillo. And the runner's on at third base as 2 more runs come across to make it now 3-0 on the triple here by the batter, Amber Guerra.
Amber going the other way, Carlos, on an 0-2 pitch. It looked like Alyssa threw a fastball there right in the heart of the plate, wanting to get that third strike, and Amber just took advantage of it, went the other way, and gets in 2 big-time runs to give the SaberCats a 3-0 lead, and I think we're going to have a pitching change here, Carlos.
So 2 RBI triple here for Amber Guerra. She clears the bases, makes it all the way to the third base. 2 more runs come in to score to make it now 3-0. The Lady SaberCats with the lead. 2 RBI triple. And that one was hit to the outfield, just got by the outfielder. Now also the adjustments will also be on the infield because Alyssa stays in the game, Mike, and she'll go to shortstop. Luna will more than likely move over to third base because that's where she played when Ashley was the starting pitcher. And sitting down will be Chavarria. That'll be probably the adjustments. That's what it looks like from here anyway.
At least that's what we expect. And yes, Alyssa, we know her talent as far as her pitching, but she's an outstanding shortstop for the Lady Panthers. This infield that are experienced and know each other so well, they don't miss a beat with Alyssa going to shortstop.
So here we go. Ashley Sala, starting pitcher, the number 1 pitcher actually for the Lady Panthers. Coach Rodriguez decided to start Alyssa Escamilla. And Alyssa was cruising right along. Struck out the side in that first inning. Second inning, moving right along. And then that third inning, hit by pitch, a walk, and a couple of one run came in there. And then right here, this is the inning that has really hurt the Lady Panthers with getting that leadoff runner on. And then this hit right here that was just made by, once again, Amber Guerra.
And it looks like we have a courtesy runner, Carlos, at third base. Number 2, Ivan Perez, coming in for Amber Guerra. At least that's what it looked like.
All right, so here we go, man. Mike Namu Reyes, the pitcher, who will be at the plate now here. Still only one out. Ashley Sada now in the game. The junior pitcher for Lady Panthers, the number 1 pitcher. Inside pitch, going to be called strike. Number 1, the Reyes. Good job by Sada to get things going. That has to build your confidence if you're a pitcher in the circle, down 3-0. Off-speed pitch. Oh, my goodness. Totally fooled her for strike number 2.
Wow, was that nasty? I mean, you talk about off-speed. That was off.
Totally giving, giving them a different look is now Sada. Another off-speed pitch. That one right down the middle. 3 pitches, all strikes for out number 2 in the inning as Sada enters the game.
Big timeout, Carlos, leaving that runner at third base. And now you can just get this last out here and get out of the 4th frame.
This is Montenegro in that 3rd inning, hit by pitch, also scored a run. And so here she is, seen for the first time, Sada. And that one popped up. Escamilla going back, going to have to make an acrobatic catch, and what concentration there by the senior shortstop to get the final out of the inning, but the damage was done as 2 runs come in to score. It is now the SaberCats leading 3-0 with the Lady Panthers coming up to bat in the 4th inning, Mike.
Alyssa, terrific job there. As we mentioned, I mean, you don't miss a beat in an infield with her moving to shortstop. We've seen her over the years make plays like that. And that's just the latest example of her talent and athletic ability.
All right, so they'll come back here, Mike, in the bottom of the 4th inning. In the meat of the order, 3, 4, 5 hitters. Charlene Deana, Audrey Escamilla, and Abigail Luna. All right, first it'll be Charlene Deana, who will come up here and bat. The signee signed her letter of intent with Texas A&M Kingsville. And then Audrey Escamilla and Abigail Luna, 3 very good hitters. So Sada does her job. Now let's see if the Panthers offensively can do their job to get back in this game, Mike.
Absolutely. As we mentioned earlier, the second time through the lineup, you make your adjustments. You know what the umpire is calling, and you know how Reyes throws. So just like Vela did earlier, let's see if the Lady Panthers can make those adjustments and go after Reyes here.
4 strikeouts for Luna in this contest. She has given up, though, 2 hits to the Lady Panthers. They were back-to-back hits. That one right down the middle for strike number 1 to Charlene Deana. Back-to-back hits that we had, and those took place in the 2nd inning. Hit by Amberly Barrera and a hit by Gabby Rivera. But after that, she has pretty much shut down the Lady Panthers. So here we go, bottom of the 4th inning. Deana. That one in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Charlene was the team's leadoff hitter for the last week or so and did a great job. And I was hitting a 3-hole. She grounded to third base. First time up.
That one inside. We'll go now 2 balls and a strike here to Deanda. Waiting for the pitch. Here it comes from Reyes. Big wind-up fastball. Couldn't catch up with that one. And we're all even now, 2-2. But a big swing there by Charlene. Trying to get that timing down of that fastball. It is a tough one that comes in a hurry. 2 balls and 2 strikes here for Charlene. That one a little bit, I don't want to say it's off-speed pitch, but it was not quite the fastball, Mike.
Took a little something off of that pitch, and Charlene fortunately was able to make some contact to stay alive. The count remains 2-2.
So here we go, Reyes. You got to believe fastball coming right at her. That one hit to the shortstop. Picked up, fire, going to be low. And Deonda, it looked like she may have been on, but the umpire right there going to say she was out. Deonda, great hustle by there. If they got her, it was just oh so close as she was out by the shortstop.
We've had a few of those tonight, Carlos, some bang-bang plays, and you know, the first base umpire with the best angle there felt like she was out, and Taylor Chavez there with the assist on the throw to first base.
Yeah, Chavez was just a great arm right there because Deonda was motoring down. All right, so it's the second time she's actually thrown out Deonda in this game. Here's Escamilla now. Audrey. Yeah, she jumps on the first pitch right there. It'll go foul, though, right down the first base line. Escamilla popped up, and in that second inning, Mike, to the shortstop.
And we do see the Lady Panthers, you know, we know how aggressive they are, but they're not afraid to go the opposite way either. We saw that throughout the year. They can hit just about anywhere in the field.
Audrey showing bunt, pulls it back. That one high. Leaving the count 1-1.
Ball 1.
For Escamilla, the power hitter.
1 strike, 1
Lady
out.
Panthers is Escamilla. Power against power. He's got a very good fastball pitcher in Reyes. 1-1. 1 out. In the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Lady Panthers need base runners. Haven't had one since that second inning. Here we are on the 4th. Reyes winds up. Fastball. Audrey got a hold of that one, but it's going to be popped up right to the third baseman for the easy out right there. Alyssa Cedillo catches that one, and that's out number 2.
Audrey got underneath that pitch, and just the ball went straight up for an easy pop out there to third base, Alyssa Cedillo.
So here we go, Luna. She'll come up here. Luna struck out in that second inning. Gets another opportunity here against Reyes. Panthers looking to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Down 3-0. Pops.
Elbow.
Foul.
Strike 1.
As Lady Panthers unable to get, you know, really a solid knock on this softball. Well, Gabby Rivera and Barrera did, but everyone else been a lot of foul, a lot of pop-ups here in this game.
Yeah, they are aggressive at the plate, that's for sure. But as you mentioned, just not putting the ball in play.
Get a hold of that one.
It's it. Bad ball.
Goes foul. Now 2 strikes on Luna. Both foul tips.
And that's been very, very important for Reyes, is staying ahead of the count. She's been ahead with most of these hitters tonight.
2 outs here, 2 strikes. Way ahead here is Reyes in the circle. She could do pretty much whatever she wants here at this point, ahead of the count. Now it's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Luna works here against Reyes. That one high and inside. Luna gets out away from that one. Now 2-2.
Luna hanging tough in there. The thing about a pitcher like Reyes, Carlos, she throws so hard that you only have a few seconds to make a decision on, you know, whether to swing or not, or where to swing.
Trying to get that timing right. You're exactly right, Mike. And if you're trying to time her, and then you get that off speed, that's where there's a challenge. That's why that off speed is so effective when you have a really good fastball.
Seeing Luna is working real hard to stay alive and battle and extend the count if necessary.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Look for the off-speed pitch coming right here. Nope, fastball. Popped up down the first base line, going foul, and it's going to fall. Nice effort there by one of the Lady Sabercats.
Cameron Cáceres.
Yep, Cáceres took a dive out there to try to make a catch, but that one will go foul, and Luna is still alive here.
Here in Weslaco, there's a lot of space, Carlos, in foul territory. So there's opportunities if, say, you foul a pitch and it's in play, but you just got to hustle out there. And it was a great effort by Cáceres, and she was pretty close.
So Luna started off 0-2. And now she's making Reyes work a little bit. A little off speed right there, and that one maybe off the foot of Luna. She bent over like maybe hit herself. She goes, nope, I think I missed an opportunity there. It's now 2-2. Luna steps out of the batter's box there, regroups. Now here she goes. Here comes Reyes on a 2-2. Haven't seen that off-speed pitch yet. Fastball right down the middle. Luna couldn't catch up. And that'll do it. That'll be the end of the 4th inning. A lot of zeros on the board for the Lady Panthers. No runs for Lady Panthers after 4. It is 3-0. Sabercats with the lead. Yes, sir. Now 5 strikeouts, 2, 3, 4, 5. We talk about her with 200 strikeouts, more than 200 strikeouts on the season. She's got 5 in this game, does Reyes. And Lady Panthers, once again, got Ashley Sada checked into the game in that last inning. She's done a good job. And we'll see what she can do here as we now go to the 5th inning. Let everybody know you're watching this game here on KWS. Carlos Roberto along with Mike Gonzalez. We're on YouTube tonight. Tomorrow we'll be on the road Friday at Edinburg Vela High School. And if game 3 is necessary, it'll be tomorrow's game is going to be at 8 o'clock, by the way. And then on Saturday, we'll move back to Weslaco, and that game will be a 7 o'clock matchup. It'll be an evening game. Weslaco, we said they play a game. It'll be in the afternoon, but our game's in the evening, Mike.
Right. You know, you usually see a deciding game 3 scheduled, say, in the afternoon. And, yeah, both coaches decided, let's play a Saturday night game if it is a prime time. If there is a game 3, let's do it prime time. And so, you know, we'll see how far this series goes.
All right, so here we go. Moving on here. Top of the 5th inning. As Sala first pitch here to, we are top of the lineup, Villarreal. First pitch was a ball, the off speed.
Yeah, Viada is officially 0 for 2. She struck out in the first swinging and then reached on an error in the 3rd inning. Was stranded at 3rd.
Villarreal in their batter's box here, working against Sada. Fast ball outside. They're going to give her the corner on that one. Good job there by Sada to paint the corner. Make the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Good crowd on hand once again here at Weslaco High School. Got some fans from Edinburg Vela here down the sideline, or down the baseline, I should say. Brought their chairs, jackets, and it cools down a little bit. That one going to be hit to center field, going back, way back to the wall. Picked up by Deanda, throws to her sister at second base, and it's a double here to lead off the inning for Villarreal.
Villarreal going to left center there, going the opposite way on a 1-1 count, and found the gap there, and leadoff double for Vela. 2nd inning in a row where the leadoff hitter gets on base.
Yep, she really made the adjustment on the off-speed pitch there, Mike. Just put her bat out there, made contact, let the bat do the work.
So it'll be Larissa Buenroso to the plate now here. With a runner at second base and no outs. First pitch is a strike.
Buenroso is 0 for 1, struck out in the first inning, swinging, drew a walk in the third. And now with an RBI opportunity here.
Saw the off-speed pitch inside. And they're going to call that a strike. Nope, calling that one a ball, 1-1. Nearly got inside there for Sada. Making a... Thought maybe that was a strike.
No, once again, Audrey trying to sell it there, but didn't work. And Ashley was hoping to get that call too.
That one right down the middle, way back. Caught is made right at the fence. And that'll be out number 1 here.
Wasn't hit that hard, Carlos, but it was hit pretty far. Amberly Barrera had to go toward the fence there and make that catch for the first out.
That's Helen.
Oh, Helen Gonzalez, excuse me. Beg your pardon. Left field, Helen Gonzalez.
So that'll be out number 1. And the runner stays at second base. So Taylor Chavez now doing some heroics at the shortstop position, now at the plate here. I got 1 strikeout on her, Mike.
Yeah, she was a third out in the first inning and had that RBI single in the third to put Edinburg Vela on the scoreboard. The bases loaded situation there.
That one's high. So 1 ball to Chavez and 1 strike. Asali, you got to remember, she just came in the last inning, faced 2 batters. Just getting warmed up here in this game. And that one fouled away for strike number 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Number 5, Taylor Chavez.
So they're getting ready to go to work. Looks very comfortable in the circle despite the 3-0 deficit in this game. Off speed. Able to make the adjustment. Chavez. That one will go to the outfield. Here's the throw by Gonzalez off the target, and a run comes in to score to make it now 4-0. As scoring will be Gabriela Villarreal after she hit that double and the base hit right there. She comes in to make it 4-0.
As you mentioned, Carlos Taylor making the adjustment there. Wasn't hit that hard, but just hit at a spot where no Lady Panthers are at. And Gabriela scoring the 4th run for Vela, and now Taylor Chavez with 2 RBIs tonight, with 2 singles.
Yep, and she's on at second base. Mike, this inning's not over. With still only 1 out, and now Audrey Guerra is at the plate. Sada goes to work. Off-speed pitch right down the middle, and it is a strike. 5 hits now for the Lady Sabercats. And they've come here in the last 3 innings. Sada, fast pitch, and that one timing just a little bit off for Guerra. Got around that one just a little too quick. Goes foul. Strike number 2. I'm sorry.
I also had 0-2,
but I guess they changed it on the scoreboard. Liv, here we go. The umpires.
Well, let's see.
Yep,
2 strikes. Yes.
2 strikes.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. So we were right.
Yeah, we're right. Scoreboard is wrong. They'll change it. Yep, and they change it on the scoreboard. So everybody's in sync now. The fans, the umpire, broadcasters, and here we go. Sada fouls that one back.
Almost had that big strike out there. Pretty good pitch.
And we got a runner at second base, only 1 out here for Audrey Guerra, but Sada ahead in the count here. Wants to get another out. Don't want to give out another run. Already down 4-0 with Reyes on the mound. Luna picks it up at second base. Gonna get her out at second as they get her in a rundown. Get the lead runner, and that's really a good job there by Luna to check the runner and get the lead runner out and let go ahead
and let Guerra advance to first base.
Yes, Luna looked at first. At first, I thought she was going to throw at first base, but then saw the runner come too far toward third base and did the smart thing. And there's where the infielders, Carlos, the chemistry they have with each other, knowing where they were going to be, just makes a throw to Alyssa Escamilla, and Alyssa with the tag there. So that should go, what, 5-6 put out for the second out.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Mike. Because Alyssa did an outstanding job of covering third base on that rundown. Off-speed pitch right there as to the plate now. Let's see, this is Alyssa Cedillo now batting.
And Alyssa's, well, I have her for 0 for 2, but you can call her last at bat a hit or a fielder's choice. But she scored in the 4th inning.
That one goes foul, and it'll be strike number 2. Here we are in the 5th inning. I still got a base runner, but she's on at first base. 2 outs here for Cedillo. Quiet crowd now here from Westlaco as Lady Panthers now down 4-0. They'll have to regroup in this next inning, get back in this game. That one's a high pitch, Sada. And that one thrown away as Escamilla throwing to first base, just a little off the mark, but Barrera was there to keep the runner and on first base.
Luckily, that ball didn't surpass the right fielder there. Just thrown so hard that it got to the right fielder immediately, so the runner was forced to stay at first base.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Cedillo. Alyssa with a great off-speed pitch right there for the strikeout, and that'll do it. That'll be the end of this inning, but another run comes in to score here in the top of the 5th. It is now 4-0. Lady Sabercats with the lead. Now, so up next, we'll have Amberly Barrera, Gabby Rivera, and Lauren De Anda. Next 3 hitters here in the lineup for the Lady Panthers.
And Amberly singled her first time up back in the 2nd inning. Actually had the first Lady Panther hit tonight.
So here we go. Yeah, you're exactly right, Mike. They had a little 2-out rally going with Barrera with a hit, then Gabby Rivera with a hit, but then there was a strikeout with De Anda, and that ended the inning. Yes. See you later, Superintendent, in the house tonight. And inside pitch, strike there to Amberly Barrera. Crowd thinks it was a little low, but umpire saw it differently. So Amberly now down in the count 0-1. Reyes going to work here ahead of the count. Right back to the pitcher. And that's an out.
The ball was hit hard, Carlos, but it was right back at the pitcher.
Yeah.
So Lady Panthers trying to catch a little break here and trying to find the holes or where to hit the ball at.
Trying to get something going here. Hasn't been much. Not many base runners for Lady Panthers. Only had 2 base runners, in fact. and it was Amberly and Gabby. Those back-to-back hits, and that's all they've had. It's been a 2-hit game here so far for Reyes. Here's Gabby. Gabby, the senior here, first baseman. He's always solid at first base. He's been that way the past 3 years for Lady Panthers. Another one of those players that was a starter on that team that made the Final Four is Rivera. A lot of experience playing softball. She'll probably be signing to the next level, letter intent here pretty soon. I think maybe everybody on that on the starting team that's a senior has an opportunity to play at the next level, Mike.
And I'm sure a lot of these colleges that were there in Austin a few years ago got an opportunity to see the potential and the talent of of the Lady Panthers here, and has kept them in mind ever since. As that was a strike for 2-1 count.
Inside pitch, 2-1 now here. Gabriel Vera, the senior. Reyes does an outstanding job in the circle. Just been on fire. And this one will go right back to her counterpart at first base for out number 2.
Took a little funny bounce toward the end, but great job there by first baseman Audrey Guerra to pick up the grounder for the second out for a 3 unassisted.
All right, coming up to bat next now will be the second baseman, Lauren De Anda. Lauren De Anda, what you got, Mike? Got a strikeout.
She got a strikeout in the second inning.
Second inning, that's it. Yeah. Oh, there's a shot, a base hit for De Anda as she jumps on that first pitch to get on base. And just like it happened in the second inning, she goes on base, looking for a little 2-out rally here. And coming up to the plate will be freshman Jordan Diaz.
Gabriela Rivera out there in right field with a terrific job there of getting that ball immediately and not letting that ball go all the way to the wall there. It was hit pretty hard there. Lauren thought about going to second, but is held to a single here as we have a conference.
John Naples will come out here and talk to Reyes a little bit and the rest of the infield. Don't want to give up anything here and get a little rally going for the Lady Panthers.
As we all know, Carlos, that Lady Panthers do have the capability of racking up runs in a hurry. And so I'm sure he's just trying to tell his pitcher to just be a little cautious there. You know what's at stake, 4-run lead. Don't do anything crazy. Just stay with your game.
All right, so here we go, Jordan Diaz to the plate now here. Jordan struck out in the third inning. Trying to keep this inning alive with 2 outs on the board for the Lady Panthers. Diaz at the plate. First pitch knocked to the out of play.
We talk about Audrey Escamilla coming through with big-time hits a few years ago in that run to the state tournament. As a freshman, this is Jordan Diaz's opportunity as a freshman to make her presence known.
First ball was a foul ball. This one right down the middle. And Diaz remains aggressive, following the lead of De Anda to jump on those first 2 pitches. Now she needs to just try to work on that timing.
Yeah, she was probably expecting a fastball there. She swung away and looked like Noemi Reyes took something off of that pitch.
Fastball. That one popped up, go to right field. It's in the danger zone there, but coming up. And the right fielder makes the out for the 3rd out of the inning. And that'll do it. Through 5, it is 4-0. It's been all SaberCats since that 3rd inning. 4-0.
Weslaco ISD is the right choice because we now offer open enrollment, free tuition, free transportation, access to award-winning UIL and extracurricular activities, admittance into summer enrichment programs, and schools recently awarded with numerous TEA distinction designations for their academic success. Live there, learn here. For families in Weslaco and now anywhere in the Valley, WISD is the right choice.
All right, so game 2 will take place tomorrow once again at Vela High School. Robert Vela High School will bring it to you live. The K-West crew will be on the road. If you're wondering how Weslaco East is doing, well, they're also live tonight on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and check that game out. Their game will be back in Weslaco at Weslaco East. It'll be Edinburg Lady Bobcats at home against Weslaco East. Haven't gotten an update on that score, but you can watch that one live on our channel once again.
Leading off for the Lady SaberCats, number 6, Julia Cordon.
Julia Cordon is going to lead off the 6th inning for Vela. She's officially 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning and scored.
Okay, actually, just got a message that we're not going live. We'll get an update here, but I don't think we're going live for that Weslaco East game. Having some technical issues from that area, which, you know, we're relying on, you know, the internet service.
Signal.
And we always have problems in Edinburgh for
Sure.
some reason. So even tomorrow's game is not guaranteed. But we'll be doing our best here at K-West Crew to bring you that game live tomorrow.
Yeah, technology works in mysterious ways, and depending on where you're at and what signal you get and things like that.
Just like a drop phone call.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, so here we go. Start of the 6th inning. And now batting here will be Julia Cordon. And that one is pop foul and caught by Audrey Escamilla for out number 1. Great job by her.
Yeah, that's not easy to do, Carlos, because you got to keep in mind that Audrey has to take off her mask and then look up to see where the ball is at, drop the mask, put her glove out, and make the play. And you only have about, what, 3 or 4 seconds to do that.
And usually, you don't even get a chance to take off your mask, because usually it's so quick, especially like that one right there.
Right.
If it's a high pop-up, then you take off your mask. But a quick one like this, usually not the case, but she was able to do it all. All right, so Amber Guerra now will come to the plate, the lefty. That one knocked foul as well. That one way out of play. No chance for Audrey to get that one. And strike number 1.
And Amber with a big 2 RBI triple in the 4th inning is 1 for 2.
Off-speed pitch. Strike call, was it? Nope. They're going to say that's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike here.
1 strike, 1 out. Number 2.
Great thing about Ashley Sada, Carlos, is that she does have playoff experience. We saw her last year in the run to the Sweet 16 come in, and her and Taylor Tafoya were the 1-2 punch.
Deanda, the opportunity here. Second base for out number 2.
2 outs.
That would knock to her by Guerra. And the put out there by Deanda.
As we mentioned earlier, Carlos, Ashley Sada doesn't strike out a lot of people, but if there's one thing that she has on her side is a great infield, you know, that doesn't commit a lot of errors, too many mistakes. You know, they pick up the routine rounder and they usually make the play.
All right, so here we go. Next batter here will be the pitcher Reyes, and this one will be knocked to the outfield, coming on strong and making it there. Is going to be Deanda for the last final out of the inning. We'll move on to the bottom of the 6th. Lady Panthers still down 4-0.
Doing your best on.
All right, so here we go now. Escamilla, top of the lineup for the Lady Panthers. Alyssa Escamilla. Bunt with the speed, and Escamilla able to get on. And that's her game right there. Alyssa Escamilla, a leadoff runner on base for the Lady Panthers as she jumps on that first pitch, lays down the bunt, and able to advance.
They didn't waste any time, Carlos. Usually she'll take the pitch or she'll hold back. Nope, she right away attacked Reyes there and was able to beat out the throw to first for a leadoff infield single.
Yeah, first time in this game with a leadoff runner as Helen Gonzalez is now at the plate. No, this is not the first time, I'm sorry. We had actually a hit in that last inning, I believe, right, Deanda?
It came with 2 outs.
Came with an out, yeah, you're right.
So this is a pretty nice feeling for the Lady Panthers to have that leadoff hitter get on base. You notice, Carlos, the infielders in the corners coming in because of the threat of Helen bunting the ball down, just like Alyssa did.
1 ball, 1 strike now here to Gonzalez. Reyes popped that one back. Gonzalez popped that one back. Good pitch there by Reyes. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count.
And Helen is 0 for 2. Struck out in the first and grounded to short in the 3rd inning. She's also due for a hit. got the speed on at first base with Escamilla. So anything out of the infield, Escamilla, see what can happen with that, with her speed. And that one, will it drop? No, it's going to be caught by the left fielder, and Escamilla will have to hold on at first base.
That's Catherine Montero with the catch out there. A great job there. Helen hit the ball right on the stride, going the opposite way. But unfortunately, it's the first out of the inning.
All right, so Charlene De Anda now will come to the plate. Over 2 tonight is De Anda. One out here with a runner at first base. And here's Charlene going to work. Takes a swing at that one. Goes out of play. Escamilla just anxious to get on to that second base. Reyes is doing just an outstanding job here, keeping the Westco Lady Panthers batting just way off balance. Escamilla taking off, and she goes, and she's on safely because the catcher trying to fire to second base lost the ball in the process of trying to make the throw.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
And Escamilla actually took off also, Carlos, in the pitch prior to that. But Charlene fouled it off. And again, Coach Rodriguez sending her and has a stolen base.
Stolen base now here. So De Anda now, the base hit, possibly scores Escamilla. Pitch inside. They're going to call that one a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Alyssa Cedillo at third base is marching in as soon as Reyes delivers there. We keep an eye on her.
Base hit, De Anda. Escamilla coming in, safe at home plate, and De Anda advances to second base. First run of the game for the Lady Panthers comes here in the bottom of the 6th inning to cut the lead down 4-1. And to the plate now will be Audrey Escamilla, runner at second, 1 out.
De Anda going the opposite way. The ball right off the glove of Cameron Gossett at second, but goes to right field. And Alyssa Escamilla, stolen base, paying off, scores Lady Panthers' first run.
All right, so here we go, Audrey now. Runner at second base as they continue to try to cut into this lead. Here in the 6th inning. Run scored, Alyssa Escamilla. Now Audrey at the plate, her sister. Jumped on that one. It goes foul down the third base line.
Audrey's 0 for 2. Flied out to shortstop her first time up and popped to third in the 4th inning.
Switches bats here, does Audrey. And she'll come right back into the batter's box here. Reyes will go to work. 1 strike, 0-1 the count. That one, base hit to right field. De Anda rounding third. They're going to hold her. And Audrey advances to second. And now here we go, runners at second and third, 1 out. And coming to the plate here, Abigail Luna with an opportunity here to bring in more runs and cut into that lead.
Audrey, just like Charlene, going the opposite way. This time the ball was ripped by second base. And that's probably the reason why Charlene wasn't able to score, because Audrey hit the ball so hard. But the great thing is that Audrey was able to go to second base on a throw to home.
So still only 1 out. Keep that in mind. 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Panthers unable to do anything in this contest as far as scoring is concerned. Only 2 hits previously, and that was in the 2nd inning. But here they are in this 6th inning with, what, 3 hits now. And Abigail Luna at the plate with only 1 out.
And Abigail, Carlos, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
0 for 2 tonight, but she is one of those strong hitters for the Lady Panthers.
7 home runs on the year.
Yeah.
Would be great great to have a number 8 right here.
Ball gets away from the catcher, but this backstop is very close. So not really an opportunity there from third base for the Anda.
As we mentioned earlier, Carlos, a lot of room here on the field, on the foul territory. However, behind home plate, not so much. So if the ball gets by the catcher, it will bounce right off the backstop here, right off the mat.
And there's a little mat back there. Exactly right. Sometimes it's a harder surface. It'll bounce right back. A mat bounces right back to you. So not too hard of a carom off the wall. So here we go now, Luna. 1 ball and no strikes here. Reyes, the pitch. High and outside.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 out.
So 2 balls and no strikes here
21,
on Luna. Abigail Luna, a senior, veteran on this team. She's come up big before in other games. So here we are, an opportunity. Takes a big swing at that one. She wanted that one.
She was thinking long ball there.
2-1 now the count. Trying to tie up that game with 1 swing.
The wind is still blowing pretty steadily at about 10 miles an hour, I would say.
Reyes bringing it. High pitch. 3 balls now and a strike to Luna. So Luna ahead in the count here. The golden opportunity. Bottom of the 6th inning. Luna takes the shot. That one going back to the wall. Caught. Runner at third base. Deanda coming home. She scores. So the sacrifice by Luna, cutting into that lead, cutting it in half now. It's 4-2. Sabres Cats still with the lead, but now coming to the plate, Amberly Barrera with 2 outs.
Luna going the opposite way there, was just a few feet away from tying this game there. Oh, that was very, very close. The wind looked like it was carrying it a little bit, but give credit there to the right fielder, Gabriela Villarreal. She's had a lot of work tonight. And it looks like we have a little conference here.
I'm not sure what the discussion is, but Maples came out here to talk to Rodriguez. And I'm not sure what the confrontation was about.
Perhaps they're asking if Deanda might have left the bag a little dirty. I don't know. I don't know what else it could be.
Well, either way, we have a courtesy runner at third base. I believe that is... Taking a look with it. Is that Espinosa? I believe so. Kimi Espinosa now running at third base, I believe. So to the plate here will be Barrera. Remember Barrera? What, 1 for 1 tonight? 1 hit?
She's 1 for 2. Singled in the second, and then she grounded to first to the pitcher last time up.
She got that hit that she had there in that 2nd inning. First hit of the game. And so an opportunity here if she can bring home a run with Espinosa now at third base. So here we go, Barrera, another senior on this squad. And she's at the plate. Reyes in the circle. Inside, and just enough for a strike to Barrera. Strike number 1. So high drama here in the 6th inning as the Lady Panthers are now cutting to the lead here in the 6th. Barrera going to work against Reyes. That one will go to the shortstop. Should be an easy out. And that'll do it. That'll be the end of the inning, but 2 runs do come in to score for the Weslaco Lady Panthers. It's now 4-2 Vela after 6 innings.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
All right, so here we go. Top of the 7th inning. Montenegro will come in here, hit by pitch.
Number 8, Catherine Montero.
In that 3rd inning, she eventually scored. And then she popped up in the 3rd inning. So here we go, Montenegro. And Sada ready to go to work. Goes after that first one. First pitch is fouled back.
Good pitch.
Strike number 1 to Montero. Sada's done a good job since coming into the game.
She had an easy 1, 2, 3, 6 inning. So it's safe to say that she's very comfortable out there now.
Off-speed pitch to Deanna at shortstop for out number 1. Good job by Deanna to get out number 1.
Yeah, I think Montero was fooled on that pitch, Carlos. As you mentioned, off speed. Catherine was probably expecting a fastball and was able to make contact straight to Deanna at second.
So coming to the plate, we'll go now to the top of the lineup. Will be Gabriela Villarreal for the Lady Sabercats. Sada in the circle. Trying to get that outside corner. She just gets there for strike number 1.
Gabriela is 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the 5th inning.
Got a final score from Westlaco East, and 12-1 is the final as Lady Bobcats take the first game of a 3-game series. Game 2 will take place tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at Westlaco East. Here in this one, Lady Panthers down 4-2. 6th inning. I'm sorry, top of the 7th inning. That's another strike, it looks like, and it is. Just getting that outside corner is Sada, as the umpire generous with the strike zone.
Yeah, Audrey, excellent job just holding on to that pitch and framing it and getting that strike call.
So 0-2 here to Villarreal. That one fouled back. Sada trying to make quick work of the girls from Edinburg Vela here to give her team a chance in that bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Gabby's been very, very busy tonight. Not only as the leadoff hitter, Carlos, but making a lot of plays out in right field.
And there we go. Strike for Ashley Sada for out number 2 of this inning.
And that's Sada's 3rd strikeout of the night.
So it'll bring up Buen Rostro now. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was just going to say that Sada averages a little over 3 strikeouts per outing, and you know she already has 3, and she came in the 4th inning, so she's doing a great job.
Yep, looking very confident here. Trying to get this final out and move on to the 7th. Fastball popped up, foul territory, not a play.
And like Reyes with Edinburg Vela, Carlos, what I like about Sada is that she's been ahead of the count with most of these hitters, and that's really important, especially when you have a lineup like the way Edinburg Vela has and the way the Lady Panthers have that rack up a lot of runs.
Fastball outside, and that's a strike number 2. And she gets that outside corner to Sada. Big smile after that pitch. So here we go. 0-2. Off speed. Caught! Dropped by Luna. Picks it up. Fires to first base for the out. What a recovery for Abigail Luna. The hot shot right to her. Catches it. Thought she had it. Momentarily, it fell down. Had the presence of mind to pick it up. Far to first base for the final out of the 6th inning. What a play by Luna.
Right, and I think Ben Rostro also thought that Abigail caught that pitch and kind of stopped running. And when she dropped it, then she had to hustle to first base. And Abigail still was able to keep the presence of mind and make that delivery to first base for that third out. But had Ben Rostro been hustling from the get-go, she might have been safe, Carlos, and the inning might have still been alive.
Never give up on the play, as they say. As we move on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Fight song now playing here at Westlaco High School. Little rally cap time as Lady Panthers are down 4-2. Coming up for the Lady Panthers will be Gabby Rivera, Laura Lindiana, and Jordan Diaz.
And Gabby's 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd inning, and grounded out to first, unassisted, in the 5th.
Gabby, Lauren Dana, and Diaz. Unless, of course, they bring someone else off the bench.
And it's been the third time around, Carlos, in the lineup is where the Lady Panthers have gone through Reyes. And so now that this is Gabby's third time up, let's see if she can, she has a hit, but, you know, let's see if she can get a big one here.
Yeah. At this point, just try to get on base, not try to get it all back in one at bat. And so here we go. Let's see what Gabby has to offer. And of course, Reyes will stay in the game, trying to wrap it up, trying to pick up another victory for herself. It's been a good battle here between these two teams. We knew it was going to be like this. Of course, game 2 tomorrow, no matter what happens. But let's see. This one's not done yet. Here we go. Gabby Rivera at the plate. That one in the dirt.
Ball 1.
Crowd getting into it a little bit more now here. They were quiet throughout most of this game. They've come to life here since that scoring those 2 runs in that 6th inning.
Yeah, there's even fans standing up. That's how into it they are right now.
Another one low, and that's going to be ball 2. Yeah, they've developed quite a following, have the Lady Panthers, over the years as they continue to make the playoffs and made that deep run a couple of years ago, another deep run last year. So they got the following of some loyal fans here in Westlaco. That one down the middle, that'll be strike number 1. 2 balls and a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Gabby was trying to check her swing there, but regardless, I think that was a strike right down the middle.
Base hit. Rivera on to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. That one right by the pitcher and into center field.
Ball was sharply hit to center field, Carlos, in a great start. So now we had a tying run at the plate.
And coming in will be Lauren DeAnda. And she's got a hit in this game, a strikeout and a hit. So she's had some success here against Solis.
And that came in the 5th inning, if you recall, with 2 outs, which before the 6th inning, that was the only damage that the Lady Panthers had, is those 2-out hits. But a great start to the 6th and a great start to the 7th here.
All right, so Reyes in the circle here. And DeAnda looking to lay down the bunt. Pulled away from that one, and it's a ball. Ball 1 here to DeAnda.
See the third baseman a few feet, a few steps inside the bag.
Inside, low, and inside. Oh, but they'll call that one a strike. That one was right on that outside corner. Make the ball 1-1, or make the count 1-1 here. As Noemi Reyes likes that one, that call. Yanda back in the batter's box. Takes the shot, that one, left field to the wall. Rivera on at second base, and Yanda on at first. 2 runners, no outs here at the bottom of the 7th inning. Coming to the plate now here will be Jordan Diaz, the freshman.
Let's go, freshman. She's 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the 3rd, and flied deep to right field in the 5th inning.
So another
Golden.
hit here for Deanda. She had that hit in that 5th inning, and now another one here. She has been spot on for the Lady Panthers here the latter part of the game. So here we go, Diaz with an opportunity to cut into that lead and maybe even tie it up with a base hit. No outs here, bottom of the 7th inning for Diaz. Pitch, called strike. Pressure now on the Lady SaberCats and Reyes. They were playing with a 4-0 lead, 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And now here, the Lady Panthers with a golden opportunity, no outs, 2 runners on. Reyes, the pitch. Shot to the shortstop, off her. Rivera coming home. Rivera scores. Diaz on at first base. Deanda on at third. Still no outs. 4-3. Now a 1-run lead here for the SaberCats. And we go to the top of the lineup. Alyssa Escamilla to the plate.
Diaz going the opposite way. Sharply hit off the second baseman there for that to allow the runner to score. And it's only 1 run. And I think we're going to have a courtesy runner, Carlos, at first base.
So Diaz with a hit there, that's 3 hits. Well, I don't know if you're going to call it an error or a hit. Either way, goes sharply to the second baseman. Off her glove. Gabby comes in to score from second base. Deanda moves over to third base. And coming in to run at first will be freshman Lily Torres. And she represents the winning run at first base. No outs. Escamilla, the senior, at the plate.
Now you have your experience coming up, Carlos. Seniors, Alyssa Escamilla. Senior, Helen Gonzalez. Senior, Charlene Deanda. Top of the lineup, been there, done that. They're used to this big stage.
Normie Reyes pitched an outstanding game. But now here, Alyssa Escamilla can erase all that. The senior. Puts it down, bunt to the third baseman. Everybody on, everybody safe, bases loaded. As not wanting to pull the trigger and throw to first base with Cedillo at third.
For the second time in a row, Carlos, Alyssa Escamilla, first pitch, takes the bunt to the third base side. And that was a tough decision to make by Alyssa Cedillo at third. She was hesitant to throw to first, but then looked back at third base to see if Lauren was going to take off, but nobody went. And now, bases loaded, nobody out.
Back-to-back hits for Alyssa Escamilla. And now Helen Gonzalez will come to the plate. 0 for 3 tonight is Gonzalez. And the senior will come up here with the bases loaded, no outs.
And if you recall, Carlos, Helen lined hard to left field the last time up.
Got Lily Torres at second base. Deanda at third, Escamilla at first, no outs. And here we go, Helen Gonzalez, the senior, at the plate. Helen's a junior.
The Lady Panthers with 10 hits. 10 hits, most of them have come the last 3 innings, or last 2 innings, really.
Here we go, Gonzalez. Call that a strike. They're going to say she went around. So strike number 1. Infield playing in. Trying to protect the lead here. No outs. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 7th. Gonzalez, strike number 2.
And with the infield playing in, Carlos, and the outfield playing pretty deep, a hit up the middle, and I think this game is over.
We got Torres at second base with the speed. Gonzalez 0-2. Low and outside, they're going to call her out. 3 pitches. And Gonzalez goes down, 1 out here in the inning. High drama here in the bottom of the 7th inning. To the plate now will be Charlene Deanda.
And that's Reyes' first strikeout since the 4th inning.
1 out with Deanda at the plate. So Reyes doing a good job right there, Naomi Reyes for the SaberCats to get that first out on 3 pitches. And now she goes to work here against Deanda. Deanda, senior. Shot right back to the pitcher. Went after that first pitch. It went off of the handle of the ball of the bat, and it's out number 2.
Yeah, that's a tough break there.
So now coming to the plate will be Audrey Escamilla with the last chance here for the Panthers. Still, bases loaded. And Audrey has the power hitter for the Weslaco Lady Panthers. And let's see what she can do here. We went from bases loaded and no outs to bases loaded and 2 outs for the junior Audrey Escamilla. And here we go, showing bunt. Reyes, pitch. And that one off the handle once again, popped up and dropped. Dropped. The 2 second baseman or the shortstop and the third baseman bump into each other. Deanda comes in to score. It's going to be an error on the third baseman as it pops out of her glove. And it's now 4-3 as Deanda scores. Lily Torres on at third. And we're all tied at 4, I should say.
Unbelievable, Carlos. This game should have been over already. Vela should have a 1-0 lead in the series. Miscommunication there by the third baseman and the shortstop there. As you can see, they're chit-chatting right now. You know, it was a quick pop-up there, so there wasn't any time for one of the players to call it. You know, usually you put your arm out that I got it, and you know, the ball was hit too fast that they weren't able to do that, and so the ball was dropped. And what a tough break for Vela, and what a great break for the Lady Panthers.
It happened right there, right in no man's land. It could have gone either way, but you're right, it happened so fast, no opportunity to converse back and forth. So here's Luna. Base is still loaded. First pitch, strike down the middle.
Worst case scenario, Carlos, would be going extra innings here with the game tied.
Yeah, the game is tied. Deanda came in and tied the game. But Torres at third base represents the winning run. Here's Luna. Chases after that one for strike number 2, and she knows that one was high.
Yeah, she knows it. She's smiling back at the coaches over there, and Luna came through with a huge RBI sac fly deep into right field in the 6th inning. So she's officially 0 for 2.
So here we go, Luna. 0 and 2, the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Reyes, fastball. Outside. Luna stays away from that one. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on every bag. But the only one that counts is the one at third. The Lady Panthers can bring home Torres. Popped up. Second baseman going back, and she makes the catch. But we do get 2 runs for the Lady Panthers. They score 2 runs in the 6th, 2 runs in the 7th. We're all tied at 4, and we're going to extra innings here in the bi-district championship game between Edinburg Vela SaberCats and the Weslaco Lady Panthers.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
So the Lady SaberCats, just to recap for those of you guys that are tuning in here a little bit late, Lady SaberCats were cruising right along at 4-0 after 5 innings. And Ashley Sada came in, took care of business, mowed him down to the 6th and 7th inning, and Lady Panthers scored 2 runs in both innings to tie up the game.
And Ashley Sada has had a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th and 7th innings. So she is doing a great job after she filled in for Alyssa Escamilla in the 4th inning.
Panthers never gave up on this contest. They were down 4-0, and a team that's not used to losing, that haven't had, you know, they knew they were going to be in for quite a contest against the Lady Sabercats, one of the top teams in the Rio Grande Valley. They have identical records, both 27-5 and 11-3 in district. So that error, the only one error in the game, that error really was the costly one for the Sabercats that allowed the tying run down to score in that bottom of the 7th inning.
And so Vela is going to have the meat of the lineup come up here in the 8th inning, starting with Taylor Chavez, who has 2 hits, 2 RBIs.
Yeah, she's been deadly tonight. Chavez, Guerra, Cedillo up next for the Sabercats. And in the circle here, Sada. Goes after that one, and that's going to go foul away from the left fielder. So we'll go into extra innings here. We go to the 8th. As Chavez, strike number 1 on the foul ball. Still a good crowd here on hand for this great contest. Kind of what we expected, a good close matchup. Wasn't sure we're going to have a pitcher's duel or we're going to have a lot of hitting. We've had a little bit of both. Off-speed pitch, timed that one, way back, and a home run over the wall for Chavez to take the lead here in the top of the 8th inning. She's had an incredible game, has Chavez, another RBI, this one a home run.
That's Chavez's 9th home run of the year, going to left center. The wind is still blowing out a little bit. And the only thing that Lady Panthers could do is look up and see it go out.
So Chavez on the off-speed pitch makes the adjustment, sends that one over the wall, and just barely, Mike, it got over, but it did. Home run. She's been on fire this whole game, Mike, has Chavez. 3-hole hitter for Taylor.
3 RBIs on the night for Chavez. So that's been the, she's been the one giving the Lady Panthers the most problems tonight at the plate.
So a leadoff home run for the Lady Sabercats here at the top of the 8th inning. They take the lead now, 5-4. That one's going to go foul, but Gabby Vela is going to make a play on that one and unable to come up with it.
Good effort there. Good effort there, but just the ball got a little bit behind her and wasn't able to make the play.
So that's just strike number 1 here to Audrey Guerra. Great game, had a little bit of everything. A couple of pitchers for the Panthers. There's another shot. That one's going to the wall, possibly. No, Deonda tracks that one down and comes up with a great catch for out number 1.
What a great play by Deonda. That was sharply hit, and Deonda was able to put that glove up and get that first out.
Just a line drive to Deonda. Had to use her speed to get there and make the catch. A big out there, number 1 in this inning, 8th inning. And now to the plate here we will have Alyssa Cedillo.
Cedillo is 0 for 3, struck out swinging in the 5th inning, last time up.
High and away for Sada. 1 ball, no strikes. Coming upon 9 o'clock here in the Weslaco area. 9:07 now here. So a little over 2 hours now in this contest. Foul back for strike number 2. Ahead in the count. Strike number 1, rather, I should say. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You just never know how a game is going to unfold. As you mentioned, both we look like we're going to have a pitcher's duel in the beginning, and we thought we were going to get out of here early and watch some NFL draft tonight. But instead, we had some big hits, some big moments, a couple of errors, and extra innings.
That one's going to go foul as well down the first base line. Yeah, the game was moving along nicely. In fact, it started off with 3 straight Ks by Alyssa Escamilla. First 2 innings went by really fast. Then it slowed down a little bit. The last 2 innings have been very exciting. with the Lady Panthers coming up to tie it. And then, of course, this home run also by Chavez. So seeing some great softball here, no matter the result of the game. So here we go, Sara. Back to work. This one's going to be popped. Barrera going back, and she gets her hands on that one for out number 2. Good job by Amberly Barrera.
Keeping the ball in front of her is really important when you play in the outfield, and Barrera was able to do that and get that second out.
All right, to the plate now. Here we go. Third batter of the inning will be Julia Cordon for the SaberCats. Sara, off-speed pitch, called strike.
And Julia is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th inning and popped to the catcher in the 6th. If you recall, Audrey making that spectacular catch, foul territory.
Popped up. Escamilla going back into the outfield, and that's it. That'll do it, but there was a home run by the leadoff batter in the inning, Taylor Chavez. And now Vela back up again, 5-4. Weslaco has some work to do. Whatever the case, there will be game 2 in Edinburg at Robert Vela High School. We'll be bringing you that game live. Carlos Roberto along with Mike Gonzalez. Should be another exciting matchup between these two teams. Reyes, an outstanding job on the night in the mound, or in the circle, I should say, for the SaberCats, and Sara and Escamilla doing a good job for Lady Panthers.
Reyes is going to try to finish it off. Carlos, she's gone the whole way. The Lady Panthers with 8 hits the last 3 innings.
So here we go, Barrera. She has a hit in this game, so try to get another one here, and as the leadoff hitter of the bottom of the 8th inning.
And Amberly grounded out to second, her last time up.
So here we go, Amberly, right fielder for Lady Panthers, senior. First pitch inside, but just enough to catch the corner for strike number 1. Big windup. Caught her on the off-speed pitch, not quite the fastball.
It
fooled there by Reyes.
It fooled Barrera there. I think Barrera was expecting fastball there and swung away there.
So 0-2 now to Amberly. Outside corner, not enough. 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Barrera, the hitter. 5-4, bottom of the 8th inning. Robert Vela, Lady SaberCats with the lead. Got a piece of that one, did Amberly.
Was able to stay alive there. Reyes came with a high fastball there.
Reyes a little rattled in the last 2 innings. But you got to remember what she did in that last inning was very impressive. After loading the bases with no outs. Yep, and she's on a little bit of a roll now here, Mike. She got the last 3 batters for Weslaco, and she gets the first batter of this inning. So she's taking 4 down here in a row now.
That's
so coming up next will be Gabby Rivera.
That's Reyes' 7th strikeout of the night. Most of them came early in the ball game. Got a big strikeout in the 7th. After, as you mentioned, with the bases loaded. Got that first out off of a strikeout there.
Yeah, she settled down here after Lady Panthers loaded the bases there in the 7th. First pitch down the middle, strike number 1. Rivera knows it. So here we go.
Rivera with 4 home runs in a season.
There's a shot. That one will go to the wall for Rivera in the gap. She's going to go on to second base, and she's on with 1 out. Rivera with a stand-up double.
Rivera, for the second time in a row, Carlos, rips that ball.
Yep.
This time gets a double. Last time out, she got a long single. And so the time run now at second base.
Yeah, this little middle part of this lineup has been pretty good for the Weslaco Lady Panthers. Rivera, Amberly, and Deanda as well, as Deanda has 2 hits in this game.
The last time up, she singled and scored. And in fact, she's the one that tied the game back in the 7th.
So here we go, Deanda. Trying to bring in Rivera to tie the game. Low, that's ball number 1. 5-4, bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out. Runner at second base for the Lady Panthers, Deanda, with 2 hits tonight, and also scored the tying run in the 7th inning. Showing bunt, takes a strike instead, and tied 1-1. The count. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's Deanda, eyeing Reyes. That one high, and it's 2 balls and a strike now.
Good eye there by Lauren. Most of the hitters have been chasing that high fastball throughout the night, but Lauren held back.
Low and outside, or inside, I should say. So 3 balls and a strike. Deanda ahead in the count, 3-1. And after Deanda, we got Jordan Diaz at the plate. In the dugout, warming up. Inside pitch, they call that one a strike. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count here to Deanda.
Laura took that pitch, and it was a strike, so it is a full count. Big pitch coming up.
Down the third baseline, picked up by the third baseman. Sliding at first base. She's out at first for out number 2, but Rivera advances to third base, and Diaz, the freshman, is at the plate.
Just a terrific play there by Edinburg Vela on defense. Stealing a base hit there, and
yeah, I thought it went down the third baseline. From my vantage point, it looked like it, but the third baseman came up with it, able to compose herself and fire to first base. Deanda dove head first into first to try to get on, but couldn't do it. But Rivera, once the throw was made to first, advanced to third. So Diaz now, a base hit, ties the game.
Diaz came through with a big-time RBI single in the 7th inning, drove in that tying run here. I mentioned about big moments. I mentioned about a freshman. Another opportunity here for Diaz to deliver.
So there are 2 outs. So Diaz needs to get this one out of the infield and advance to first base to get that run home. And a little bit of a delay here as Coach Maples making some adjustments. Still got Rivera on at third base. No Kersey runner for her. Diaz trying to tie the game here with 2 outs. Runner at third. Freshman is Jordan. Jumps on that first pitch, goes to the third baseman. She fires, and that'll do it. The final out of the inning made by the third baseman. She gets 2 big outs here in this inning, but the home run by Taylor Chavez, the difference in this contest in the top of the 8th inning. Final score, Edinburg Vela wins it by a final score of 5-4. Mike.
Great game, Carlos. Give credit to the Lady Panthers for fighting back after a 4-0 deficit. Had an opportunity in the 7th inning to get the win and went 2 extra innings, and Chavez was a thorn tonight. Great night with 3 hits, including that game-winning home run. And but we've seen the Lady Panthers come back from 0-1 deficits in a best-of-3 series.
All right, that'll do it here for everyone here at K-West and Mike Gonzalez. I'm Carlos Roberto. Final of this one. It is the Edinburg Vela Lady Sabercats winning 5-4. Game 2 tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Be looking for us on social media. Good night, everybody.